my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to get this modern day Bride of Frankenstein look. I wanted to go something that wasn't like the classic like green with the big hair pushed back. I wanted to do something a little bit more modern, so I kept a nice light green tint to the skin, a little bit more green on the contour. I went really purple with the eyes. So kind of just a more modern vibe of the Bride of Frankenstein. So if you want to see how to get this look, then just please keep on watching. So first I'm going to start off by taking Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Blonde, and I'm going to start drawing out my eyebrows. And all the pictures I saw when I searched Bride of Frankenstein, her eyebrows were really arched up, angular towards her temples, so that's the look I'm going to go for. I do go over this later with a black gel eyeliner, which you will see. So then for eyeshadow, I'm going to take the 35B palette by Morphe, and I'm first going to take this light purpley pink shade, and I'm going to use this as our transition shade in my crease. Now, to go with the very angular brows, I'm just going to do a nice winged out look with my eyes. So I'm just going to start by building little by little in my crease until I get the desired look that I want. So taking a little bit at a time, because pink is kind of a hard color to blend, so I don't want to take too much, and I'm just going to keep working until I get my desired shade. So now I'm going to mix this purple shade here and the darker one below it, and this is what we're going to use to start deepening up our crease. So we're going to take this on a small pencil brush, and I'm just going to kind of trace out the shape that we have from the pink, and this is just going to be the rough shape for the really nice cut and angular eye. So I'm going to go back and forth between adding more color, blending it out until I get the desired shade. Then just to add a little bit more vibrancy, I'm going to take this berry pink shade and I'm just going to blend out the purple with this and just really intensify it until I get a nice vibrant color. Then taking the white shade from the palette, I'm going to use this to highlight my brow bone and get a nice, really highlighted shape underneath the angular brow. Now for our lid shade, we're going to the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe, and we're going to take the shade Royalty, which is the really nice shimmery purple shade, and I'm going to get this wet using some setting spray, and I'm just going to apply this all over my eyelid. So I'm going to do the same angular shape, so I'm just going to kind of wing out the purple eyeshadow so we get the same look that we have with all of the pink. So I'm just going to apply it until I get the nice opacity that I want, so it's a very vibrant purple shade. Then going in with a Q-tip with a little bit of makeup remover, I'm just going to sharpen up the edge and kind of clean up the lines so it is very sharp and intense. And then taking the Eyeko black eyeliner, I'm going to take this and I'm going to intensify the winged out shape by doing a very thick black winged liner. So I'm just going to draw out the shape and make sure it is nice and bold. Also, so you can cut someone with your nice pointy wing, of course, we want to have the very angular eyes. Then off camera, I'm going to apply the Cocoa Lashes and Queen Bee and some mascara, and then this is the completed eye look so far. We're just going to move on to the face. So for primer, I'm going to take the Smashbox Primerizer. Now for foundation, I'm going to take a very light pale foundation. I'm going to mix it with a tiny bit of green from the Makeup Forever Flash palette. With this, I kind of just wanted to get the vibe of what the Bride of Frankenstein's skin would look like if she was a human. So just a human with a tint of green skin. It's not very noticeable. On camera, you can almost not tell, but in person, you can definitely tell there is a green tint to your skin. So I'm just going to blend this all over my face, and since I am wearing a tank top, I'm going to blend it on my ears, down my neck, on my chest, and on my shoulders. But depending on what you're wearing for the night of Halloween, you can kind of just depend on where you blend it. If you wear something with long sleeves, just blend it to your neck and chest. But I'm just going to blend this out with the brush and go back over on my face and just tap out any of the brush lines. And then I'll just start working it down my body. Going in with the same Morphe palette, I'm going to start contouring, and I'm going to use this green shade from the Morphe palette just to add a nice Frankenstein green look. I didn't want anything too intense since I am doing a more modern Frankenstein look, so a nice green contour still gave you the vibe of Bride of Frankenstein without being in your face like I'm green. So I just went in the hollows of my cheekbones, around my temple, around my jawline, and then I did also do my collarbones. But unfortunately, I'm dumb and didn't move the camera, so that's out of focus and not in frame, so I just cut out that part. But I did go through and contour my collarbones. I'm then just going to take the darkest green in the palette and go back through and really deepen up the contour areas to make sure we are very cut, and then it goes from the dark green on the inner part to the lighter green on the outer part, so it looks super blended and very chiseled. So now I'm going to go back and finish the eye. So I'm going to take the two purple shades that we used in our crease, but first I'm going to take a black eyeliner from Urban Decay and line my waterline. Then first, taking a small flat brush, I'm going to go with the lightest purple shade all along the lash line just to give a base for the other purple we're going to apply. This is also just going to smoke into the lash line with the black to make sure it is very purple and very blended. Then I'm just going to go back in with the deepest purple shade right up against my lashes so it goes from the deepest to the other blended. Now taking Purple Horseshoe from the Moonchild palette by ABH, I'm going to spray that to get it a little bit more wet, and I'm going to put this in my inner corner so it is super vibrant and purple and really gives a nice light to the inner corners of the eyes. Then I'm going to apply the Essence False Lash Mascara onto my lower lashes, and then moving on to the face, I'm going to take Lucky Clover from the Moonchild palette, and I'm going to use this to highlight my whole face. Once again, this has an iridescent green glow, so we're going to still get the green look without being in your face green. So I'm just going to put this on my cheekbones, above my brows, on the tip of my nose, and on my chin, just to give a nice glow to the skin. I don't want to waste what's left, and on we'll go through the wastelands. For lips, I'm going to line them with Mamacita lip liner from ColourPop, and I'm going to overdraw them a little bit so it's very dramatic and bold. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on Then to top it off, I'm going to take Sauvage Liquid Lip from the Dose of Colors and Desi and Katie collab, and I'm going to apply this on top. This is a really nice deep shade, and it really intensified the whole look. And finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. So this is what the lip looks like on the whole looks, and I'm going to take the Morphe setting spray and I'm going to set everything and then just fan myself dry to make sure that we are locked and loaded so we can move on to the next step. So if you want, you can always just stop here and do this type of makeup and wear the whole Frankenstein wig Or I'm going to take it a step further and do some bolts on the side of my neck, and I'm going to just glue those on with some spirit gum. So now I'm going to start working on the stitches. So I'm going to take the same lip liner pencil that I used on my lips, and I'm just going to start drawing like dashes and slashes and some X's just to do really like cartoonish like stitches. I didn't want something too gory or gross because this is one of the more prettier looks I'm going to do. So then I'm just going to draw the shapes and go back over the every other ones and do the dots on the ends of the stitches just to make it look like they're actually like in the skin. So I'm just going to do this pattern on my cheeks, on my neck, and just in a few places that I really felt that it brought the look together. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. So once we draw the stitches, I'm going to go back through with a burgundy shade from the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe brushes palette, and I'm just going to start shading some of the stitches just to make them look like they're standing off the skin and that the area is irritated and pink due to the fact that it was just stitched. So I'm just going to tap into the shadow and then tap off my brush so it's very, very light, not that crazy pigmented. Since the shades are very pigmented, I want to work with a little at a time. So I'm just going to do this to all of the stitches. Now going with the Makeup Forever Flash palette, I'm going to take the white in there, and I'm just going to go through and highlight a few of the stitches just to make them look a little bit more three-dimensional. Again, just going to highlight a few since we already shaded them, and I'm only going to show you one section because it's pretty much the same as the all. So this is the completed makeup look, so I'm going to go add the more modern Frankenstein wig, and then you will see the completed look. So this is the completed look with the more modern short black hair where I have my sides pinned back up, and you can see that I have the stripe of white on the side like the Bride of Frankenstein normally does. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you did. Also subscribe. I post videos every Wednesday, and during the month of October I'm going to try to do twice a week videos, so keep your eyes open, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!